So for today's video, I'm going to give you a full in-depth tour of our training space. We've had some people reach out about it because they've noticed some changes in the backgrounds of our videos and the content that we posted. And I realized I've never really done an in-depth tour and really showed you all the space that we utilize and all the different things that we have and why we have them and everything. So I figured, what the hell, let's give you a full in-depth tour, because again, it usually catches people by surprise when I tell them that this shit is all in my basement. Now, most people, when they get a house and they have a basement, they want to just fill it with like a man cave or a movie theater or just a fun area to hang out in. I wanted a training space, and I had a few mats that when we moved here, I laid those down. I had a few buddies that would come over. We would just beat the shit out of each other, just train on them in our free time. And then over time, it just continued to grow and grow. And now we got a full-size training space. So we're going to start here in this first room. And this is technically kind of where, one, I just have a bunch of memorabilia from all my years training. We've got some fun, nerdy, geeky martial arts stuff, and then it's pretty much where we store all of our extra gear, so extra pads, extra gloves, gis, and that kind of thing. So we're going to start off in here, and then obviously we'll move to the main training space. These are my belt racks from Taekwondo. So for those that aren't familiar, I did start with Taekwondo and pretty much spent the majority of my life training in Taekwondo, so I'm so incredibly proud of these. We got all the way up to 5th degree. We got some black belts in Hapkido. Don't really do much for these disciplines anymore, but again, I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I hadn't started in this journey. So it's just a good memory and a good reminder of why I started. So obviously we keep those up right at the start. Now, anyone that watches this channel that is a fan of paintball or knows about competitive paintball, I pretty much played throughout my end of my high school and then all throughout my college years. And I ended up playing on the DSS and Vicious organization. So we got some memories from them. This was us back when we were in LA at a competition. You got some more over here from World Cup, Chicago, Texas, another one from LA. So again, just good memories from the paintball days, because again, I was pretty much doing that full time throughout college. And fun fact, we actually have some of my teammates that are now actually training here. So it's been good to reconnect with them, and they're actually doing pretty good. Just look how fierce I am in this picture. Like, you can just feel the intensity and the power of that punch. Same with this one and that kick. Not so much here though. Definitely was sleeping here, but just look at the intensity in these punches and kicks. Like, I was a badass kid. This was my first jiu-jitsu tournament at a white belt. Ended up taking home the gold. Now, some people could argue it was because my head coach was the main ref. I say bullshit. I got that armbar finish and walked away with the gold. So that's a cool memory. We got some of our posters from Fight to Win. Another poster from Fight to Win over here. We do have a few more. I just haven't put them up. Of course, if you have the opportunity to meet the Karate Kid, you're definitely going to do it. So definitely met him, had some cool conversations with him, and then obviously got his autograph because, you know, why not? We got some of my Mortal Kombat dudes. Fun fact, Daniel Pesina actually runs a school in Chicago, so I've actually had the opportunity to train with him over the years. He is the one and only Johnny Cage. He also played Scorpion, but my instructor's son was one of his students, and so he connected us. So I trained with him for a few years. I'm actually looking to do some videos with him in the future, so stay tuned. Like I said, we got some geeky things. So you got some, you know, martial arts related pop figures. You know, you got the Bruce Lee figures. We got some awards that we've won, just some pictures and stuff. So again, nothing major, but just some fun things and some memories. Now, as I'm sure you've noticed in a lot of our content and videos, you see a lot of Combat Corner related gear. Now, I am an athlete for Combat Corner. I have been for a few years. Absolutely phenomenal company. If you've never heard of them, you're living under a rock, because if you're involved in martial arts, and more specifically like combat martial arts, so, you know, MMA, boxing, striking, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff, they have all the gear that you need. So I'm gonna post a link down below. Definitely check them out. Dan runs a hell of a company. They got high quality gear, and ever since the first time I tried on one of their gis and it fit like a damn suit, I've never worn any other gear for training. So we're gonna show you some of the stuff that we have from them, but again, you're gonna see a lot of Combat Corner stuff around here because they're the shit. So of course, if you're gonna rep Combat Corner, you gotta have a badass rug welcoming you right when you come into the training space. Over here, we got some of our kick shields from them. Like I said, all our pads and everything are pretty much provided by Combat Corner. So we got kick shields here. We got teardrop pads here. You got some more Thai pads, striking pads. I mean, shit, we haven't even opened these babies yet, but, you know, we'll break these in soon. But you got some more strike pads. You got kick shields, more kick shields, you know, boxing gloves and shin pads for days. Of course, you got to have all 3 colors of the MMA training gloves. Now, if you've never used these gloves before, I highly recommend you try them out, whether it's for self-defense or MMA training. These gloves are absolutely phenomenal. I tend to go with the green, but I have done a few review videos on these. I can post that link down below as well. We should probably do an updated one, but yeah, these things are pretty sick. Now, because we do self-defense, we also have some self-defense training tools over here. You got a variety of different training knives, training guns. We got some more stored in the back because we just haven't been running too much self-defense stuff out here lately, so I kind of keep that stuff stored separately. But yeah, we've got a lot of self-defense stuff that we utilize as well. Over here, we got all our extra gis, rash guards, fight shorts, some more gis. Peep out the new HWD gis from Comic Corner. That navy and gold is sick. You got the blue and the white. The inner parts of these gis are actually pretty cool as well. So I'm not going to go too much in depth with these two specifically, only because we've got a video coming out that gives a full breakdown. But these are their new gis, absolutely phenomenal. So check them out. We've got the V6 gis, we've got the BJJ Comp Light gis. We've got that new Comp Light gi in the khaki color, which is actually really sick. And then, of course, it goes with our khaki gloves and shin guards. So yeah, I'm kind of digging the khaki vibe these days. These are some of our custom rash guards that we just had made by Comic Corner not too long ago. So these actually came out really nice. So if you are looking for custom gear, whether it's rash guards, fight shorts, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever, Comic Corner has a full lab that'll work with you to completely customize from top to bottom what you're looking for. So definitely check that out if you're looking for custom gear. More rash guards, some of the best fight shorts in the game. All of this can be found on their website, but you can swim in these, you can lift in these, you can obviously do jiu-jitsu and MMA in these, but these are probably some of my best training and just workout shorts in general. So yeah, I usually carry a ton of these pairs just because I like to use them for just about everything. So I've got my belt racks over there. I've got all my jiu-jitsu belts here. We recently got this black belt back in December. Extremely proud of this. Of course, I'm still proud of those, especially my first one. But this one definitely means more than all of those combined because this was an incredibly hard journey. So yeah, completely proud of that one. Now, before we get into the main training space, one thing I've done is I've put up all my medals over the years right as you walk in. So I want this as kind of like a motivation. One, it's a memory for me, but two, it's a motivation for all the people that train here to be like, oh yeah, like he's got medals, I want a medal. And it kind of just creates like a positive vibe. Like people come in, they bust their ass, we work hard, we push one another. And the ones that do compete strive to win and do well. So it's just good motivation. Now, I competed a lot in white belt, blue belt, purple belt years. I was competing as much as I possibly could. Not a ton of IBJJF events. I wish I did more. I was a little intimidated by them, to be honest. But I've gotten better, and now I kind of really only do IBJJF or super fights or any kind of bigger tournament is usually what I kind of focus on these days. But yeah, we got some good, I mean, we got a PANS medal here. We got some cool big medals. So yeah, we've got some good sized medals over there. I just wish we had some more coming up in the ranks, but nonetheless. Now, the moment you all been waiting for, the main training space, right? But we're gonna start with the weight room first before I show you the mat space. We're gonna start with the weight room because again, this was something that we weren't 100% looking to do when we first moved here. We had a treadmill, we had a couple weights, but obviously when COVID happened, we started to invest in a little bit more weight equipment, and sure enough, it's turned into now like a little cranny that we have a full-blown weight area. So this is the treadmill. This was a pain in the ass to get downstairs, but we got a treadmill. I actually use this quite a bit. Probably more than I use the weights on here. I'll definitely use a treadmill. But yeah, it's just nice having accessibility to do some cardio at home. I'm not a big fan of running outside anyway. So, but peep the black walls, dudes. We painted these walls recently. I don't remember what color it was. I think it was just white, but we painted these walls black. It actually looks pretty dope, and it goes with the rest of the training area pretty well. So yeah, this really kind of just pops. Of course, we've got another rug over here from the one and only Comic Corner, but because jiu-jitsu is the best martial arts discipline around, of course, we're going to get the jiu-jitsu one. Now here we got our dumbbell set that we picked up during COVID from 5 all the way to 50 pounds. I was pumped when we were able to actually finally secure this because I had missed lifting for so long. But we got the rubberized set, beautiful grips. So I don't use these as much as I should. I usually just go to the gym to work out because I like the gym atmosphere, but it is nice knowing that we have a dumbbell set at home so you can get a good chunk of workouts in. I do have a mirror that I need to slap up on this wall. Just been too lazy to put it up. Over here we got our squat rack. Full-blown squat rack with the bench. We got a nice bar. It's actually a really nice bar. I wish I could just bring that to all the gyms with me. We got pull-ups and everything that you can do. We actually got this from our local sporting goods store. It was their floor model, and they were looking to get rid of it because they didn't like the color. So we got it for like 150 bucks or something, and then we were able to purchase a rubber plate set, bumper plates or whatever. So we got a nice weight set. Again, full-blown squat rack and everything. So between this, the dumbbells, and the treadmill, you're actually able to get some pretty decent workouts over here. Again, it's not a massive space by any means, but it gets the job done. And again, I don't use this as much as I should. A lot of our guys will come in early and lift, or they'll stay after and try and hit some PRs on the bench or something if they're feeling dangerous. But yeah, it's nice knowing that we have the space here that we can utilize weights if we're, for whatever reason, we're on a time crunch and we can't go to the gym, we can just work out here. Now, the main part of the training area is the mat space. Now, I don't know how well the camera will do justice, but we are able to fit about 20 plus people, at least as of lately, on the mats. So I'll post a picture now. When we first moved in, we literally just had these 4 mats over here. And then obviously as sizes of our classes and everything were growing and more people were coming, we had to invest and get the whole face spitted out for mats. So these mats are provided by Crown Gym Mats. People that I've grown up throughout my martial arts journey, I've known the owners and trained with the owners for years, so they were nice enough to come out and pretty much just fit out the rest of the basement with the mat. So we're completely covered there. When we first started training down here, we put shiplap up to protect the walls, but it was also visually appealing because we still wanted it to look nice. So we put this up here just to kind of protect us from banging into the walls a little bit, which was fine. But then as our class sizes started to grow and more people were getting in here, we started putting holes and dents above the shiplap. So we had to now bring the wood up a little bit higher, but because we lost access to the person that did it for us before, because I'm not handy enough for that shit, we put plywood up. And this I did by myself. Screwed it on, nailed it on, painted it, sanded it, with the help of my wife, of course. But we were able to finish the wall. So we put plywood on like the larger portion of the training space. So now you've got the full wooded covered walls. These things are rock solid. You're not going to do any damage to the walls or anything behind it. So, and it doesn't hurt. Like, we're fine. We've trained on this before. It doesn't hurt anybody banging into these. We do have some padded walls though. So we've got this wall that's completely padded right here. I'm actually hoping to get another pad that we can put over here. So then that way we'll have one full wall that's padded. I'm probably gonna leave this wall as is, at least for the indefinite future, because I do like to utilize the harder surfaces for self-defense purposes, just so people can understand what it feels like to be up against a harder surface, but then we can also work on padded walls as well. So I kind of like having the options to utilize both. But yeah, my goal is to get another one of these pads to throw over here, and then you'll have this full section completely padded. Those that have been around on the channel for a bit may remember that we used to be Stay Safe Self-Defense, but now because we're running different classes, we've now switched to Stay Safe Martial Arts. But I'm gonna keep this up here for all the OGs out there that just remember the old logo. However, I am gonna get a new banner that we're gonna slap onto this wall as well. So this will be the newer space for the banner with the updated logo and everything. We've got some nice tie pads. We've got one here. We've got a big boy over here, of course, provided by the One and Only Combat Corner. These are actually phenomenal. This is like their MMA throw dummy pad. Ground and pound, passing drills, like all those sorts. This is actually a great pad to utilize. I should probably pick up a few more of these, but yeah, this is a great one. This is Peter Parker. We use him for like technical stuff. I picked him up during COVID just because, you know, got to stay fresh with the technique. But yeah, I kind of got to fill him up a little bit more. He's kind of looking a little lame right now, but yeah, that's Peter Parker. Of course, if you're gonna have these pads, you gotta hang them somewhere. So we actually grabbed these off of Amazon. Before, I was just kind of throwing a rope over the top and hooking them up that way. But we found these on Amazon. It's got like a C-grip, so it actually clips up here and then you can tighten it. And it's got some nice free mobility so that the pads can move around pretty freely. So we got the one here, I've got another one there, and we got a third one right there. So at any given time, you can have 3 bags hung up at once. And again, depending on what class we're running or what strikes we're working that day, you can have a variety of options between the heavy bags, teardrop bags, or obviously like the tie bag. So it's kind of nice knowing that we have the opportunity to hang 3 bags at once. And then while people are working over there on bag work, we can work over here on pad work or grappling or clinching, whatever. So like we can have kind of 2 separate sections and people working on completely different things at the same time. So again, we do have enough space for us to utilize for that. Yeah, things get crowded at times, but we've made do. We recently just got sponsored by Bighorn Athletics. So they are a athletic tape company that provides tape for your hands and fingers, whether you're in for grappling, for lifting, whatever. It's great tape to utilize, and they have a lot of varieties. They got the greens, the blues, the whites, the blacks, and different styles. So this is their Warrior. This is like their high-end quality tape. This one I believe is their competition tape. This is their everyday training tape, and then again you can get it in different colors. You can also get in different thicknesses. So if you're looking for a thicker piece or a thinner piece, they do have options as well. So I'm gonna post their link down below. Use code STAYSAFE, save yourself a little bit of money. But yeah, definitely check them out if you're training. Now, when I first started running things down here, I was a really nice guy and I bought everybody cases of water. Like I just had cases and cases of water piled up here. People could take as much water as they wanted. But then it started to piss me off because people would take a bottle, take 1 sip and then leave the bottle and I'd have to throw it away. So I'm like, you know what, screw it. No more bottles of water for anyone. I'm gonna make you all suffer, and now you have to drink out of a 5-gallon jug. So I picked up this 5-gallon jug of water thinking that they would hate it, and they fucking love the thing, right? We got a 5-gallon jug and a little like $4 Amazon spigot that we found on Amazon, and it's got a little button here that you push, you fill up the cups here, and then I got a dispenser for my cups here, and they love it. Like, they were ecstatic the other day when I hooked up the dispenser, and they thought it was the coolest thing ever. So no more cases of water, because we drink out of a 5-gallon jug with a cool little $4 Amazon gadget, and that's the shit. So that's really it. Like, there's a lot, but there's also not a lot. You've got the weight section. Again, I don't use it a ton. My wife uses it a little bit more, but yeah, a lot of the guys will come in and lift before class, or again, lift after class. And then again, you've got the main walking area when you come down with different belts and memorabilia, just, you know, cool things that I've done over the years that I'm proud of, that I'll throw on the walls. And obviously I've got a ton more that are just in boxes that I've just never put up. So we'll get that area fully kind of fitted out still. But otherwise, I kind of just use that space again, mainly just to store keys, rash guards, pads, gloves, all that stuff. And then you have the main training space that kind of continues to just grow and develop. I'm pretty much done with it now. Like, I don't really know what else I'm going to add other than aesthetics. So like, obviously some banners, stuff like that. But otherwise, like, in regards to gear, we're pretty much set down here, at least for the time being. The only thing, again, that I want to do sooner than later is add another pad on the wall, just so we can kind of extend the padded portion a little bit. But I would say that this is pretty good. So yeah, I'm proud of this area. Again, this is not what we were intending to use this space for, but things change, things have grown. We've got a good sized team down here. We've got a great group of people that train with us. Everyone pushes one another. Everyone helps out one another. No questions asked. So we've got a really good atmosphere. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what we've built, and I'm excited to kind of see where we go. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this kind of gave you some insight. So yeah, now when you're seeing us filming our content, you know what we're working with. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any suggestions of things that you think we should add down here, drop it down in the comments. Otherwise, we'll check in next time.